Blog Talk Radio.
Aloha, everybody. This is Jennifer O. Go ahead.
Aloha kakahiaka, which is good morning.
Today our show, are you going to say who you are, or are you just going to...
I am Kaleo Pumuvai. That is my Hawaiian name, which means music or voice of the heart. Some people know me as Bob.
Yep, just Bob. Okay. So, anyways, we're going to have a fun show today. Actually, real fun for you. We're going to talk about spirit guides and the difference between spirit guides and regular spirits and how they help you and just we get a lot of questions on that. Bob's decided he has no spirit guide. It has dumped him.
I fired my, actually I was going to say I fired my spirit guides, but actually I think they dumped me.
Yeah. Which is not true, by the way, although he keeps saying this. They will not dump you, Bob. It's their job. Their job. They've contracted with you, so yours are just hanging back.
Breach of contract.
And there's no way you can take that up, by the way, right now. Anyhow, we have a lot of callers online already, so hang in there. We're gonna talk a little bit about it for a few minutes before we take some calls. And primarily, the first thing I want to start out with is everybody has a spirit guide with them, even the people like Bob who thinks that they've been dumped or that the spirit guide has been
And they can have more than one, right?
True. They can have more than one spirit guide, but everybody has one spirit guide, and there's usually a main one I tend to notice that takes the forefront or the leader role. But some people can have three, some people can have more. But what happens before you come down is you contract with somebody to help guide you through life in just different situations. And by the way, spirit guides are not somebody that you have known in this lifetime. They are not somebody who you, like a grandmother or a mother or cousin or just a loved one that has passed over. It's not possible because you are born with your spirit guide until right off the bat. So obviously, if you think about it in that manner, it would make more sense, wouldn't it? Because you cannot, be born without a spirit guide and then your grandmother dies or whatever, and then they're your spirit guide. However, that doesn't mean that they don't also guide you. But spirit guides have sort of a job to you, or I guess I don't like to call it a job, but a commitment to you to help you guide you through some different situations in life. And so don't get those confused with people that have just passed over. The other thing is spirits in general, or ghosts, or different things. Earthbound spirits are also different than spirit guides. Like because they're not assigned to you. So if you're in a place where they're moving things around, which happens to us quite often.
Aren't earthbound spirits spirits of people who have, say, lived in this lifetime, so to speak, and have passed over? Or can they be just from a long time ago? Or
they can be from any time, but those are basically
they don't have a time-space continuum anyway.
Right. People refer to those, they're kind of like what people would call a ghost. If they're an earthbound spirit, they've not crossed over, and they're stuck on this earth plane.
All right, that's kind of what
Right.
That's exactly what I meant to say.
Okay, well
what about guardian angels? How do they...
No, those are also very different.
Okay, so they're not your spirit guide, but they are
good question.
Somewhat like it?
Exactly. They are protection. People usually have more than one angel around them. Your guardian angel protects you, watches after you. They tend to intervene during accidents. Those are the type of things that you hear when people see their guardian angel. They also help crash you over. They are a huge protection for you. So those are also very different because your spirit guides can talk to you and you can talk to them. A lot of times they will talk to you during sleep, or they will talk to you. Actually, I have heard my spirit guide when I was in that probably isn't weird to you because I hear people all the time, but but he was so forceful at the time. I was in a situation where I was not expecting something to happen, and he was trying to tell me to get out from this place that I was in, and it was like someone was standing behind me going, get out. It was such a startling thing to have that right behind me and so loud that I just was like, oh my God, it almost sent me into a panic. Not my favorite thing that the spirit guides can do. But most people can hear them. They can hear them at night a lot of times because you're more open to crossing the veil is spinning. So that's when you can hear more spirits. That's when you have more spirit contact. That's also when Grandma can pop in and such. But a lot of times spirit guides are there for protection, and they're there for guidance as well. And I've had my son, again, children see their spirit guides all the time. They constantly see them. Parents tend to think that they're just like seeing a spirit or a person.
And you're talking about kids like up to the age of 4.
Sure,
and maybe a little older.
Maybe to 7. But they see them. They know who they are. My son had seen his for a really long time. And one time he had come to me, or he still sees his. He's older, but the spirit guide had come to me, and I asked him, what do you want, or what are you doing, and why are you around so much? And he said basically he was there for protection. Just I'm here to protect. I'm here to guide and protect.
Okay,
His thing was protection.
Some spirit guides, though, as I understand it, and of course I know you'll correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, sometimes the messages, I think, is what's confusing to a lot of people, as it is to me, because I've heard that you don't hear words, it's more of a picture or a feeling, but does it just depend on the situation?
It depends. That's a real great question. It does depend on the situation. It's all of those. Sometimes you can hear words, like when you're dreaming and you hear words, and you hear them in your head, and you hear them like you would hear me or you talking, but it's kind of different. Like when you're in a dream, or a dream state and you're dreaming. That's the way that a lot of people hear their guides. But that's also the way a lot of psychics hear spirits as well. So you can hear them like you're in a dream state, but you can actually hear them like I'm talking to you right now. It depends on the situation. In the situation where I was in, where it was real extreme, I swear, I thought everybody could hear this guide. So you can hear that. You can also have feelings, like you said, a thought. And that's a really good point, too, because a lot of times, if you've ever been driving down a road and you think, I should go a different way today. You've driven down the road like 15 times, in the last month, and you take a side street and you find out later that there had been an accident or something that's happened on that road, that is your spirit guide. That is them putting images, putting some thoughts into your head, trying to guide you into a different direction. That is what they most do. That is what most people will know that they do. You've had those things. Now,
they can also be like maybe even a consistent billboard that you're seeing. Different signals like that you talk about that you.
Sure.
They're subtle, but they're only. But I mean, if you're really in tune with the energy and paying attention, you'll pick up on the vibration of that.
Right.
Like someone like yourself.
Right.
A psychic.
Right.
But someone like me who has spirit guides that communicate with me in total silence.
Mind-like guides? You're mind-like guides.
I'm just kidding. They are going to fire me after today. But yeah, so they're subtle, and you can get in tune. I imagine a lot of our callers, and we're probably going to get to that pretty soon, are wondering about that, because you can get into tune with them, because it can be very subtle. But once you learn to pick up on the subtleties, then you just know.
Right.
Is that correct?
That's true. And we're going to take this first call here because they've been waiting a little while.
Aloha.
Aloha, 215 area code. Can you hear us?
Yes. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good. I have a question in regards to actually spirit guide. When I actually meditate, and you know how vibration goes up, and is that how you know you're connecting?
Mhm. So can you go ahead? You're talking about when you're meditating and your vibration goes up.
Right.
Then what was your question?
You said when you connect with the spirit guides.
Is that when you connect with them?
Mhm.
Yes, you can connect with them when you're meditating very easily, and your vibration goes up. And you can actually ask at that time for them to come in, try to contact them or give you any messages that you wanna know. The thing that people disregard when they're doing stuff like that is a lot of times they will start the meditation and say, and sometimes it takes a few times. They'll say, can you give me you can even ask, what do you look like? And in a picture will form in your head. You can try to get a name. You can try to get any messages that they want. Well, when they start getting messages or forming a picture in their head, they're questioning themselves. Whoa, is that really, is this me making this up, or is it them actually doing that? And that's where people make a mistake, because especially when you're in a meditative state, it's actually, don't question yourself. It is the spirit guide showing you a picture of themselves. It is them helping to guide you. The more that you continue to do that and trust that it is your guide that you're seeing or guide that you're getting messages from, the more that you'll feel that connection right in your heart center. And actually, I get it right. I can feel the connection right in the back of my neck. And that's where one of your chakras is, and it'll start to feel different. It almost, for me, it feels like it's vibrating. It can get real warm and that sort of thing, but you'll feel a change in your physical body when you're doing a meditation right in the back of your neck there.
Okay. So I'll actually ask them to give me indication. Yes, I have actually a question in regards to someone I met, and his name is Steven, and you see how things are going to unfold.
Well, on the next question, you'll have to call back maybe next week on that show, because I have a lot of callers today, and then I have to get through on the spirit guide stuff. But you're more than welcome to call back next week. We're going to be, and I do answer those questions every week on the air, okay?
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Or you can send me an email. You can check out my website, and I do email readings and that sort of thing, and that's the www.jenniferopsychic.com. And that might be something you're interested in, doing like a 15-minute or something. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. You have a good day.
Same to you.
You're welcome. Aloha.
All right. We're going to take another caller here and answer a couple more questions before we get into we tend to talk a lot. 705 area code, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, this is Wendy calling from Canada.
Hi, how are you, Wendy?
I'm good. I'm wondering what my spirit guides have to tell me.
Hold on a second. I'm going to turn you up a little bit. Okay. You're wondering what your spirit guides have to tell you?
Yes.
Okay. A lot of times, I'm going to tune in right now with you, but a lot of times the spirit guides don't necessarily have a general or a specific thing to tell you. They're in guiding you on everyday stuff, but there's some changes that you need to make in your life that they're a little concerned about. That are you having some trouble? Or are you a little bit kind of dissatisfied with some stuff that's going on in your life right now?
Yes, with a relationship.
Yeah, okay. A relationship. They're not liking the path that you're taking on the they keep saying you're dissatisfied. You're having trouble. It's really not fulfilling, and it's not helping you further. It's not going anywhere. It feels like it's really not helping. It's not being healthy for you, is what I'm hearing. So they would like to see you take a different direction on that. Does that make sense? Because it seems like you're tending to stay or tending to try to work through this. Is that right?
Well, I'm hoping that he'll come back to me. I don't know how he feels about me, but he's hot and cold. And I've talked to some psychics, and they said he's my soulmate. So.
But what you tell me, I don't really go by what other psychics say, but I'm feeling like it wasn't exactly the healthiest, that you were not on a even keel with this person. Like there was some issues there, right? Because it doesn't feel like the healthiest, and they're trying to veer you off. That they really don't want you to get back into this relationship, and they feel like it's kind of holding you back. But they're saying it's not healthy for you. So I don't know if that was causing you a lot of stress, or were you having any type of where you maybe were getting sicker more than normal, or like you were feeling a little more stressed out? Because it seems to be, because it seems to be this particular relationship is causing you some health issues. So if you do tend, that was the other thing that they're saying. So if you do tend to think that you're going to get back into this relationship and you come down with something, you can really relate it to the relationship because it's affecting your health.
And also, soulmates aren't necessarily life mates.
True. And I don't really I have a different take, Wendy, on that whole soulmate thing. And everybody to each his own on what they believe, but I don't see people like that, soulmates. I see people that you're meant to be with together, forever or whatever, in this lifetime. But a lot of times the people that you connect with that people would consider their soulmates aren't even here on earth with you at the same time. So I'm getting it's unhealthy. They want you to move on in a different direction. It's affecting your health, and they don't like you hanging and waiting. So, and actually, to tell you the truth, I don't either. I don't agree with those other psychics, and if he comes back, I think that you really need to, for yourself, I think that you need to move on.
Okay.
Okay, Wendy, you have a good day.
Okay, thank you for the advice.
Aloha.
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 Oh, we lost Wendy. Sorry. A lot of times that they try to guide you in a certain direction. It's hard to listen.
Well, and sometimes the illness or the tensions in the body, or that's part of the message, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
getting your attention in some way.
Absolutely.
I know that I've had a thing. I call it a spiritual 2x4 to the head for me, but because it has to be sometimes to me. I can be pretty stubborn, but it's just like a blinding flash of the obvious for a lesser, lack of a better terminology. But where they really, if they need to get your attention, it can manifest in all kinds of things like physical illness, including physical illness that might cause you to lose a relationship or a job or something like that because you need to move, and they're just finding ways to move. They go subtly and they just kind of ante up each time that you don't listen.
Right.
Yes?
Yes, that's true. Well, and then even when people get fired, a lot of times, that's a little bit different, but when you get fired or don't get a job that you're expecting to or whatever, that is when they're trying to take you a different direction. Or timing. Timing can always be an issue as well. And that also can be an issue as far as relationships. So it can be a number of different things.
I don't recommend relationships.
Just stay out of them altogether. All right. We have another caller, area code 754.
Hello.
Hello.
Aloha.
Hi. Aloha. Hi, everybody.
How are you today?
I'm great. How are you all?
Good. What kind of question did you have?
Well, my name is James, and I'm from Miami, Florida. And I was just wondering if you can tell me a little bit more about my spiritual guide and if they had anything to tell me.
You have some really creative spiritual guides. Are you a creative person? Are you a creative person?
Yeah, I'm a singer-songwriter, and I'm also an actor.
Okay. That makes sense, because your spiritual guides are, way creative, and that's really interesting. It's James, right?
Wow.
That's really interesting because I don't see that often. A lot of times I'll see medical spirit guides, teaching spirit guides, and different things. And you have several spirit guides, which would make sense with the spiritual connection that you have. But you have some really creative spirit guides that really come through with different wording stuff. And actually, you probably know this, but when you do singing or speaking or writing, they really come through and write through you.
Heck yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. It's like inspiration. Absolutely.
Right. And actually, when I do my writing, it's really funny because Bob edits a lot of my stuff. I just keep writing because I keep seeing and hearing all this stuff, and then when I'm down, when it's all done, I read it later and go, wow, that's really good. To me, it's not me. It's information that's come through me, and you are really, you're really a channel. You really channel that all out, and you channel it all out in speaking as well. So do you speak to a group as far as guidance and ministry, right?
Wow. Right.
Yeah, and they are really, because you also have a philosophical one as well, but your creative ones are in the forefront, and it's almost like that they want to join that with your spirit stuff. It's like they want it to bring forward some very artistic stuff into your spirit world, into your things that you're teaching the people.
Wow, so, that's great.
Yeah, and you have several. You have 4 that I can see that are really forefront. So you've got a good connection. You must feel them as well when you are singing or transferring information, sort of in the back of your neck area.
Oh yeah. In the back of my head.
Yep, you can feel that vibration, and man, you are really connected in. You are doing a great job. They're really happy with how that you're transferring their information.
Oh, I hope so, because, I'm a little, always harsh on myself, so I'm glad they're happy.
No, they're very happy, and they feel like that you have a really good connection with them. So that's another thing. They want you to know that your connection with them is really strong. So in other words, you are really hearing their messages, and you're really transferring them well.
Oh, that's great. That is great.
So let up on yourself.
Yeah.
Let it flow.
I will. Thank you.
Yeah, and no questioning yourself on that stuff. All right, you have a wonderful day.
Aloha. By the way, they want you to move somewhere warmer than Florida.
Absolutely.
All right, have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, callers, we're getting through as fast as we can. We are having several waiting. And
got another one here?
Yeah, we got several.
Look at them. They're just lined up like a bunch of planes at O'Hare.
Yeah. All right, we are trying to connect in here with 786 area code. Can you hear us?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Okay, what's your question for us?
Do I have to ask a question about spirit guides, or can I just ask the question?
What do you got?
Go ahead and ask a question, and I'll tell you what your spirit guides have to say. How's that?
Okay. I have a question about relationship. Like, is there someone coming in my life, or am I going to have a solid relationship sooner or later?
You actually have somebody coming into your life probably in the next few months, but that is definitely where your spirit guides are talking to me, saying that they want to caution you. Apparently you jump into relationships rather quickly?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not quickly, but not like, it's just that when I'm out of one, it's just so easily for me to
get in
jump into the next one.
Yes, and that's not what they're liking. Basically they're telling me, or what I'm getting is you're being a little non-selective. So when an opportunity approaches you, and instead of feeling out the opportunity, seeing if it's a good fit for you, you just jump in because you're not thinking it through. You're just going from one side of your brain going, oh, well, here's a relationship, and they're interested, and you go in with 2 feet. What you need to be doing and where it's causing you some problems, because I think that you would rather be in something long-term, is you need to pull back from that and really see if they're a good fit before you jump in. Because if you jump in every time with 2 feet, you're not going to have the opportunity to find somebody. It's going to take you longer to find somebody that's a good match for you.
Okay.
Okay. So when this next one comes around, which will be in the next couple months, start doing more evaluating and decide if they're a good fit, because that seems to be your problem, is you're really jumping in relationships with people just that are not a fit for you. Go read my relationships article. That will help you. It's on my website, the www.jenniferopsychic.com. And if you
JenniferOPsychic.com?
Yep, JenniferOPsychic.com. Okay. And if you go to the media page, I have a relationships it's complicated article. And
okay.
It's funny. It will make you laugh, but it will kind of explain this about people's fit and how that they choose. I think it will be helpful. I mean, you'll laugh, but it'll also be helpful for you. Okay. It's specifically in your instance because your guides are talking to me about that. But we need to get on to the next caller, so check that out, and good luck with that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Aloha.
Aloha. Yeah, spirit guides tend to be speaking up today quite a bit.
You asked for it. You called down the thunder.
Yeah. All right, we are going on to the next caller, area code 626.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. This is Sherry calling from California.
Hi, Sherry. What
Hi.
was your question today?
Regarding my love life, I would like to know, do you see, is there anybody coming in my life this year, and how this gentleman look like and what he does, something like that?
That's a whole reading, Sherry. What I can tell you is it seems like I'm going at this, guys, all from the perspective of what your spirit guides want you to know, because this is a spirit guide show today. So what they're mentioning, your relationship, you're wanting to be in a relationship tends to be in the forefront too much. And I think like you're really concentrated on that, and you really want to draw one into your life when they really feel that and actually, I don't think this year is the best year for you to get into a relationship, and I know that may be something you don't want to hear. Next year is going to be a better year for that. But it seems like that you need to work on, this is going to sound so cliche when I say this. I can't even believe I'm going to say this out loud. But there's some stuff with yourself that you sort of need to work on, and just kind of be more okay with being alone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, because it kind of feels like you really feel like you have to have somebody. I mean, you're uncomfortable not having somebody in your life. Does that make sense to you? It's like you want that person in there.
Don't like to be alone.
You don't want to be alone. You're more comfortable with yourself if there's a partner, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that seems to be causing you some trouble, some issues. So you start finding some things that sidetrack you from just wanting to be in a relationship. More things that you just enjoy doing, whether it be travel, spa stuff like that. You need to just, once you start concentrating more on things that you purely enjoy yourself and not so much on the relationship, that's when your relationship will come in. And it'll actually be a healthier relationship because you're going to draw a healthier one to you. So, you can go at it two routes. You can either decide to just continue just kind of trying to figure out where this person's going to come from, or you can decide, you know what, when he comes, and you can start working on some more things that you enjoy doing, because it doesn't seem like you're doing anything that you enjoy doing very much. You're too busy doing some other things. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to concentrate more in that area, and once you do that, the relationship will come in. But thanks for calling, and I have to take the next caller here, and just, like I said, you can go at it the two routes, but I'd like to see that one. Aloha. Okay, we have a lot of relationship questions today. It's kind of like a relationship show.
Yeah, that people are still having relationships despite my advice against it.
It's true. Area code 310, you're on the air.
Hi, how are you?
Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha. I'm calling from Los Angeles, and
okay.
I'm just wondering, I have 2 jobs that I applied for just recently, and I'm just wondering if you see me getting either one of them.
It seems like the two jobs that you applied for must have had a lot of applicants, right?
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Yeah. The second one you were in the running for, and you need to make another contact with them. Did you just do this last week or something? I mean, it wasn't very long ago, right?
Well, yeah, one job I applied for online was yesterday, and the other job, because they had two positions open, I applied for both. And then the other job, I had a pre-phone interview on Thursday with the girl over the phone. And so I'm just waiting to hear word as to whether they're interested enough or not.
Okay, well, I'm not sure which job it is, but it seems to be the last job that you applied for. You need to follow up in person, or there needs to be a follow-up where you'll be in the running, but it's like there wasn't any personal contact there, or there needs to be personal contact again. So you need to really follow up with that. But you should go on to my website also and read my article on finding a job with a leap of faith, because I kind of feel like you're taking a little bit of a wrong direction as far as job searching, and the article will explain that a little bit more. And I feel that if you shift your direction, you're going to find a job way faster than you realize, because it kind of seems like this has been really frustrating for you.
Well, here's what's happened is I've been out of work for a little over 2 years now, and I had two lawsuits against my former employer. One is already done, and I didn't get anywhere near what I felt I deserved, but the other one is still pending. However, I am in the acting industry, but what I'm trying to do is get something to pay the bills until my acting career takes off.
Okay, and that makes sense. Have you read, but still go check out my article. I don't know if you've read it, but I think that it would help bring some things to light with you, because I feel, I think that you should still definitely keep applying for things, because we need to apply for stuff that pays the bills. But there's something in the acting, more creative industry that you could do that could pay the bills that wouldn't necessarily be acting, but would maybe be on the technical side or something, that you would actually have some more knowledge in. That actually, go read the article, because what happens is the universe opens doors for you when you are put on this earth. We are all put on this earth to do certain things and have certain abilities, and when you follow those abilities and follow those passions, the universe tends to open doors where you cannot even believe that there was a door. So that will make a lot more sense to you. But on my JenniferOPsychic.com website, with two N's, Jennifer O. Psychic, on the media page there is an article called Finding a Job with a Leap of Faith, and that has helped a lot of people that I've talked with about jobs. So it's been very helpful, and I think that you will find it helpful. But I think that you're definitely follow up on the last two with a note. If you've talked to them in person, if you haven't talked to them in person, go try to talk to somebody in person, because that seems to be a biggie with one of the last ones. You need to talk to someone in person. A follow-up. Okay?
Okay. All right.
All right. Aloha.
Aloha.
Yeah, our friends in California are really having some hard times there with finding the jobs, and that's kind of a bummer. But the article has helped quite a few people. All right, we have area code 678.
Hi. Good morning out there.
Good morning. How are you?
Morning.
It's afternoon here in Georgia. I was just flipping through Blog Talk Radio this morning, and happened on your show, and I was excited to hear that you were talking about spirit guides, because I've been interested in talking to mine more and having a more open communication with them, and I was just wondering if you have any tips. I've been reading a book by Doreen Virtue called Divine Guidance.
Uh-huh.
And working through that a little bit, but and I'm just now starting to get like just kind of feel nudges or hints, or like, you know, take literally, like you said, you know, let's take this road instead, and had some amazing confirmations, and it's just amazing. It's really neat, and I was just wondering if you had any hints on how to, you know, hear them better, or if you have anything particular that they're saying to you that I may not hear yet. Do they have anything to say to me?
Actually, your guides are wanting to. You have two particular that you're connecting in with, and they're saying they're wanting you to know to be patient, but you're actually on the right track, and you're doing a good job of connecting in. And I can see that when I see people connect in with their guides, it looks kind of like a cord to me, sort of. So I can see it's kind of like a telephone cord, and I can feel how strong the connection is, like how much they're hearing them. And you're really starting to connect in with that. A couple of different things that you can do is when you need to make a decision, you can ask them to help guide you in the decision. And when you sit there and you think, okay, what if I choose this? And then you sit there and see how that makes you feel. And then you say, okay, how about if I choose this? This will be in combination with your intuition, but they also work in combination with your intuition. You'll feel in your heart center and again in the back of your neck, you'll feel them, one will just feel right. Never with your brain. Never pay attention to how your brain wants to go, but pay attention to the, like I said, the back of your neck and the heart center. Okay, does it feel right in your heart? Because that's where they're going to guide you. That's where they're going to show. And you really have to just trust that. The more, again, like you said, the more that you trust, the more the connection is, the more you believe, the more messages that you'll get. So it's sort of a work in progress, and it's also just building up the confidence that you really are hearing them and that you really are getting the messages, and you will be rewarded from seeing the results like you're seeing. The affirmations that are coming are really exciting. And I mean, they make the process much more exciting. And it's tough in between the affirmations because I'm thinking, okay, this doesn't fit in, you know, our logical material world. But it's like trying to just dance between the two worlds, you know. It's an interesting, frustrating, delightful process. It's kind of like if you were to practice an instrument, a musical instrument or whatever, the more that you do it, the easier it becomes. And with me, when I channel my guides, I actually have a shift that I can feel in my head where it's coming from a different area, and I know it's not coming from my logical thinking area. And I can feel it. I can feel when it's coming from them and when it's coming from me. And the more that you do it, the more you'll start feeling the difference. So keep doing the meditation, keep asking for messages, but what I like people to do, because you get all kinds of messages in your meditation, is I like them to use it in their everyday life, in their everyday choosing stuff. You could use it for choosing stuff at the grocery store, you know, whatever. But that's kind of what I've been doing is just you know just talking throughout the day and having that kind of conversation. And just use it as which way should I go? Which way would be less busy? And practice on connecting in that heart center, and it'll just get stronger every day. But you are totally on the right track.
That's a lot of fun. Go ahead.
Yeah, if you have more questions, you can email me or check out my website if you ever want to get into that further with your spirit guides and more helping me teach you through that. I do all of that, and that's on my JenniferOPsychic.com website.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You have a wonderful day, and that's great.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye. Let's see if we can fit. We've got like 5 minutes left.
Let's squeeze them in.
Let's see what we can try to get to everybody here. I love to see we'll need to do a workshop on that sometime coming up.
Hello.
Hi.
Aloha.
How are you?
I'm fine.
What can we help you with?
Well, I would like to know I want to know any insight from the spirit guide when it comes to me applying to colleges and a relationship with a person, a friend. Yes.
Let's the question?
With college, in applying to colleges?
Yes.
Are you asking how to get their help?
Well, I just want to know, what do they see? What do they have any message for that?
Oh, on applying for colleges.
Yes, and a relationship with a person.
We have
time for one of those.
What do you want?
Do you want to do college? Let's do college.
Okay.
Are you trying to decide between some colleges to apply to, like some different ones? Because I feel like that there's some that you're not really sure on a decision, and they're saying that there's 4 that you should apply to.
Well, I'm applying to a lot, and there was one state I cut off the whole college list because I didn't want to go there. There's just a reason I just couldn't go there.
Okay. Well, there's 4 good fits for you. So they want you to, because they're saying that you're having, you're having a hard decision with what to choose. They want you to narrow it to 4. Take your 4 top ones and pursue those, because you're going to be able to find out, you're going to be able to get a lot better decision, and you're going to be able to, you need to put more time into a few of them than put so much time into all of them. So it needs to be narrowed down. You need to go through the ones that you've applied for or thinking of applying for and take the top 4 that you would choose, because they keep telling me the top 4, and you need to pursue those further, okay?
Okay.
All right. You have a good day.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Got a couple minutes left.
Yeah,
here.
we've got 3 minutes left, and so we're going to go ahead and try to take this last caller on here. And college time already? It just seems like so early.
That doesn't go away. It's like taxes.
Thanks for bringing that up. 407. Can you hear us?
Yes. Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. My name's Karen.
Okay, Karen. What's your question? We have just a couple minutes.
I just want to know what the spirit guides tell me about my career. I'm getting laid off in a couple months, and I was hoping that I'd be able to find a job before the layoff.
Okay. Have you ever thought of going into and pursuing some type of consulting, marketing, or I keep hearing consulting stuff. What type of business are you in?
I work for an engineering company, and I do their billing.
Okay. But there's something that you could do. You tend to know how to run this type of business better than other, you know how to organize and get them to run smoothly. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, because it seems like that there is a need for an independent consultant to help with these types of businesses, and I know that that is way off of what that you think that you want to do, but again, you might want to read that article on mine, but the consulting in that particular type of business, apparently it is very needed because they're losing money. People are losing money in those types of businesses because of some things that they do not know how to smooth through that you know how to smooth through and make it run more correctly and run better.
So what do I go in and evaluate and then tell them where the changes need to be made?
Exactly. You charge an hour. You charge so much an hour, you go in there and you evaluate what they're doing wrong, and you tell that you put a plan together, you decide how much time you can give them an idea. You can go in and say, okay, I'll estimate, it'll take me a week or a month. I'll go through and tell you exactly what what you're doing wrong, what can make it run smoothly, and your key seller, how I can save you money. I will save you money by doing this because you tend to know, how much that you can save people.
Yeah, I've done it enough years myself that I try to take the short route.
Yes, and I have a feeling you can save them thousands, and and it's needed. And you have some connections or know where to go in the industry that you can really pull on those. And I think you'd get 2 clients right away.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right, and check out my website on the job stuff because that'll help kind of give you more of an idea of what I was saying. And that's that JenniferOPsychic.com, and on the media page is finding a job with a leap of faith. It sort of talks about the same sort of thing we just talked about.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, I've been writing things down that I want to manifest, so I hope that helps a little bit too.
That will help a lot. And actually, you can, like I said, you can email me, check out my website, and there'll be some articles on that sort of thing.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.